Hey everybody, what is going on? XLX here, got another Master Duel video for you, and it is once again Monday, which means it is, of course, once again time for one of our weekly viewer specials. This is the weekly video series that we do every single Monday, in which we watch replays from you all, the viewers. That way we get to see what cool decks you're cooking up, and what exciting games you are playing with them. So, always looking forward to this, always looking for new deck ideas and inspiration, and of course it is always cool to just get you all more involved with the channel and the community and all that fun stuff. So, as always, huge appreciation to everyone who's submitting games to the viewer special. Could not do this series without you all. If you would like to join them and submit some games for the viewer special, you're going to want to go ahead and go to the link in the description below. That's going to go to our Discord server. There's an invite link there to the Hex Lex Plex. And under the Master Duel section, we have a channel called Viewer Special Submissions, where you can drop your 9-digit player ID. That's going to be the main bit of information I'll need from you there, and share your publicly saved replays. Please do make sure they are publicly saved and that you're entering your 9-digit player ID correctly. That way I am able to view the games that you want to show to me, right? Also, if you have more than one replay, that is totally cool. You can submit as many different replays as you'd like. I guess really the only main thing that I ask is that you don't submit the same replay multiple weeks. But like I said, if you've got like 10 different replays saved, that is totally fine with me. You can absolutely submit 10 different replays. And that is cool. Now, granted, we can only show so many games per video, so if you don't get featured this week, there is always the next one. And also know that, you know, even if your game didn't get featured on the channel, I watch like pretty much everything that comes through, like 90% of it. So even if I didn't feature your game, I very, very likely watched it. So there is that. But like I said, there's also the next week too, and the next week, and the next week, and the next week, if you want to submit some of those games there. So, all right, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into this week's replays. All right, so our first replay is going to come to us from Runther, who has a game. I think it should be this one here, where we're going to be playing Voiceless Voice against Yubel. I was quite eager to watch this game because I saw it was a 9-turn duel, and I've been wondering what a long game for Voiceless Voice looks like, right? I've only faced against the deck, well, I mean, I guess a few times by now, but in my experience, I either disrupt them pretty early or they get their combo off and there's not really much I can do about it. Either way, my games against Voiceless Voice have gone by pretty quickly, so wanted to see what we were in for here. So it looks like they have the Ash Blossom for the Diviner. We're going to go ahead and tribute that off for the Trias, which will still, of course, negate the Diviner, but because it was tributed, now Low can be summoned from the deck. That's one of the many reasons of why Trias is so good in this deck, right? Also lets you dodge Valor and Imperm if that were the case, but still, even with Ash Blossom, we can summon out the Low. Low's then going to go for the Barrier of the Voiceless Voice, then we get the Saphira. Saphira F to send itself, and the spell to, of course, add the Skull Guardian, and naturally we're going to use the Saphira effect to banish itself from the graveyard, tribute the Low, and ritual summon the Skull Guardian. Alright, now we get to use the Low F to bring itself back, as well as Skull Guardian F to add a Voiceless or Ritual monster. We're going to add the Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph from Dragon, and summon back the Low. Pendulum Graph going in the Pend Zone, and during the end phase it gets to bounce back to our hand after adding prayers of the Voiceless Voice. We do have the Soravis in our hand as well, but we didn't really have an opportunity, it looks like, to be able to summon it. So, not getting to put it on our turn 1 end board here. Okay, opponent led with Mature Chronicle, was that? Yeah, and then following it up with a Nightmare Throne. Looks like we're using the Skull Guardian F on the Nightmare Throne here to negate and destroy it, leaving our opponent with the 3 cards in hand, one of which does end up being Samsara D-Lotus, which we have the Effect Veiler for. Ooh, but they're gonna Super Poly in response. That's pretty brutal. They Super Poly'd away the Low and the Tiras to go for Garura? Yeah, okay. That's kind of interesting, because like they could have Super Poly'd away the Skull Guardian, although I guess maybe they wanted to leave it on the field because it has such high attack points. That does actually tend to make this a bit of a poor matchup for Voices sometimes. Actually, a decent amount of the time is due to the 4100 attack of the Skull Guardian working against it with like all the damage reflection, right? But this Super Poly did not stop the D-Lotus from getting negated, so I wonder if our opponent thought they would be able to Super Poly away the D-Lotus only to realize they couldn't. Oh, also, it looks like they're going to use the Little Knight on the Skull Guardian. So that's why they didn't fuse it away. Okay, that makes sense. And they also want to draw a card off Grubera. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So we are going to summon the Magnum Hut. We do also get to use the Prayers of the Voiceless Voice, as well as the Magnum Hut effect, of course, to get the search. During the end phase there, Prayer is going to let us summon out the Skull Guardian again. And then Lo gets to bring itself back. Looks like the Little Knight's going to banish itself in Skull Guardian, but that doesn't really mean anything because during the end phase, we'll just have Skull Guardian back out on the field with Lo. And then Lo gets a search as well for the Radiance of the Voiceless Voice. Gonna shuffle back the Pendulum Graph for the Saphira, getting to add the Sorvis off Magnum Hut during the end phase, as well as get back our Skull Guardian. So that panned out extremely well for us. Alright, Barrier gets to activate. Looks like they're going to Little Knight banish itself in the Bestial Magnum Hut here. Okay. Adding Blessing. Makes sense, because now we can Blessing and start recycling stuff. Like our banished ritual spell. Alright, summoning out our effect monster Sorvis by putting back the ritual spells. Saphira going to pitch itself, mill the ritual spell, and add the Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph again. Looks like we're shuffling back the Prayers to summon another Lo. Getting another search. Wow, that's a lot of... I will say this resource loop is more impressive than I thought it would be. Again, I just haven't had any experience against Voiceless so far where they've had to do all this, really, right? Again, win or lose, my games against Voiceless have gone by kind of quickly, so... Yeah, I kind of figured the Spirit of Yubel was probably the last card in their hand, because I'm like, there's no way that, like, the duel will just end here otherwise, right? And we know it's going to be a 9-turn game, so... Spirit of Yubel gets to come down here, and of course also activate the effects. Looks like we're going to negate that with the Skull Guardian. But even so, that will simply special the Yubel from the deck, right? Off the Spirit of Yubel F, yeah. Definitely don't want to battle into that one, because that will reflect the damage back at you, even without the Nightmare Pain up. Looks like we're linking off into the Dynamundo. And also overlaying Typhoon on top of our Skull Guardian. We're going to bounce the Yubel. Yeah. Sure Chronicle up on the field with 2 Chronicle counters that will let them either special Yubel... Well, they don't have Yubel in their graveyard. Or they can add a banished card to their hand, which actually could be the D-Lotus here, so... We do have the Imperm, as well as the Sorvis. Alright, yep, Mature Chronicle adding back the banished card. Oh yeah, and then we also have the Radiance to just pop it as well. I forgot, I didn't even think about that. Because we do control the Sorvis, right, so... It looks like our opponent's putting back the Yubel, and what else did they put back there? Hang on, it was, Oh, the Spirit. Okay, the Spirit of Yubel. However, we get to negate the Phantom of Yubel summon with the Sorvis there, so... Alright, top decking pre-prep, we're going to start by linking off Typhoon and Magnum Hut for our own SP Little Knight. It's because this opponent's SP has been, like, getting so much use, it's been very annoying here. Yeah, they're going to chain the SPF on Lo. We're going to chain the Sorvis F to negate that, so now their SP is going to get banished for sure. So that way we don't have to deal with it anymore. This does also mean that we can't attack directly this turn, so... Duel's going to go on a little bit longer. Looks like we're using the Prayers to ritual summon out the Skull Guardian. Did that ritual summon it from the graveyard? No, it summoned it from the hand. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that summoned it from the graveyard, but okay. We did it? Because I thought I didn't see it in our hand. But maybe I'm just being dumb. Anyway. Getting our third barrier, we have all 3 barriers of the Voiceless Voice in play. Not a soft once return though, yeah, so having all 3 copies out doesn't do the most for us here. I guess it does do deck thinning, but... So now we're adding back the Radiance, but unfortunately, yeah, because like I said, our spell trap zones are full up, so we don't have room to set it. I guess it is kind of one drawback to the long game a little bit, right? We do summon another Sorvis, and then, nope, oh no, Lo already came back off its own effect this turn. Oh, I see, we're just going for the Dynamundo, okay. Oh, so that's how we're freeing up our spell trap zone. But we're not doing it on one of the barriers? Yeah, I feel like shouldn't we have shuffled back one of our barriers? Instead of our Imperm, but maybe there's a reason we didn't. Again, I haven't actually played this deck, so I'm far from an expert. Alright, set one, we're gonna pop that, it's evenly. Alright, that's it for that turn. I got the Max C here. Gonna add back our Skull Guardian with the prayers. Then we can use Saphira to ritual summon out the Skull Guardian. That does put 8k damage on our board. Well, more than, of course, but on top of also giving us the low back again. And getting another search too. And I think low will get another... No, because we're out of continuous spells to grab with low. Yeah, okay, so moving to battle. I knew the last card had to be Spirit of Yubel, because I was like, wait, the duel's gonna last 2 more turns, so we're not winning this turn. So yeah, Spirit of Yubel coming down yet again, and even though Skull Guardian negates it, of course, like last time, it's simply going to summon regular Yubel from the deck. Which again, you can't battle into, not just because it doesn't do anything, but also because that will reflect the damage back on you if you declare an attack into the Yubel. If regular Yubel attacks into your monster, you don't take reflected damage unless Nightmare Pain is up, but... Alright, Nadir's Servant for the Dogmatica Maximus, also sending the Entis. Entis F, we're popping Yubel, which does give them an opportunity to summon the Terror Incarnate. Gonna use the barrier to add the prayers. And now moving over to the end phase. Alright, looks like we're using Call By on the Spirit. That is actually, like, by far the best Call By target against Yubel. Because they are very, very reliant on Spirit for establishing their plays. Alright, we're using Skull Guardian F as well as IP Masquerade and the same chain link here. IP linking off... Oh, I actually wonder what it's going to make here. Oh, it's Apo. Oh, and that's how we're going to stop. I was wondering how we were going to stop the Terra Incarnate board wipe. So we're going to do it with Apo. That makes sense. Yeah, Terra Incarnate's just like regular Yubel. You have to battle into it to get the damage reflected. If it declares the attack, it doesn't actually bounce the damage back. Alright, so there we go. Negating that end phase board wipe, drawing for turn. Got that Dogmatica Maximus, banishing the Entis to summon itself. Sending another Entis to pop the Terra Incarnate, as well as another Garura to draw a card here. I guess there is the chance... Wow, Royal Maxi, very nice. There is the chance that they have the Ultimate Nightmare, but I guess we had the Appaloosa effect anyway, so... Although if they did have Ultimate Nightmare, that and Yama would have activated on the same chain link. But also Ultimate Nightmare is like very rare that somebody's actually playing that. So, wow. That was a very, very good duel. Like a long, drawn-out game of Voiceless versus Yubel. A matchup where Voiceless should be unfavored, and yet we were able to keep control of the entire duel relatively effortlessly, it seemed, for pretty much the entire time there. So thank you very much, Run Through. That was an excellent game. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next one here. Alright, our next game comes to us from Will, who's got a game playing Ice Barrier Spright versus Yubel. Will said, I started learning this deck one duel before this, so don't judge too harshly. Relatively new to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel is hilarious because me and my opponent both seemed horrible at the game. 9-turn game. I know I make some wrong plays. Any input is more than welcome. Yeah, definitely. So usually I don't like to offer unsolicited advice, but if you'd like me to give pointers on your replays, definitely feel free to ask for it in the submission that you give. But again, I don't like doing it as a default because I know that sometimes it's not what people are looking for, which is definitely understandable. So let's go and check out this 9-turn game. I was very eager when I saw Ice Barrier Spright. Ooh, you've got Artifact Scythe in here. That's interesting. So we're going for Scythe locks. Ooh la la. I see some twin stuff down here too. Okay. Alright, so we're going second. We got a decent going second hand. We got a lot of hand traps, but we do definitely need something to get our plays going. Alright, so we're going to Ash the opening. I definitely would have probably saved the Ash Blossom, but this is not a horrible target by any means. Yeah, because they're probably just going to normal summon the D-Lotus anyway. We could have also potentially impermed on the D-Lotus on summon, or used Max C on D-Lotus on summon. That would have played around the Gamma. But I mean, either way, we do resolve the Max C here, using imperm on the Spirit to stop the Nightmare Pain Search. So I think we could have, like, maybe spaced those hand traps out a little bit, but all in all, I don't think it was, like, horrible, like, awful use of them by any means. I mean, we did still get the job done of getting our opponent to end on a relatively small end board of, I mean, it is a small end board of just Phantom of Yubel. Interesting that they had another Spirit of Yubel in hand. They actually, funnily enough, if we didn't have, like, any hand traps here, they would have popped off really hard with that. So, I mean, yeah, the way that we used our hand traps was sufficient to keep them from going into their full combo. There are some, like, slightly more optimized uses of them. Again, when they normal summon D-Lotus, when we had both C and Imperm, which, funnily enough, we actually have both again, I would have chained either one of those while it was still on the field. And if you're wondering how to do that, because if your toggle is set to auto, then the game isn't going to really give you that opportunity. You want your toggle to be set to on. Then after D-Lotus is summoned, but before the effect is activated, it'll ask you, do you want to activate one of these cards? Again, you could imperm and negate the D-Lotus while it's still in the field, or honestly using Max C while Lotus is still in the field before it uses its effect. That might not seem like it makes much sense, but again, it plays around a Cyframe Gear Gamma, which is a fairly common card in Yubel, so... Alright, drawing for turn, we get the Nimble Beaver. That's actually a little annoying to top deck that, because it means we won't get full advantage off of our Sprin Descending Angler, so that kind of makes that not as good of a play, but we do have Hexa, and Hexa is, by itself, one card, a full Spright board, assuming you don't get disrupted, which we do here with the Phantom of Yubel. That is going to be negated, so we're just going to go ahead and use the George to bring back the Mirror Mage. Now overlaying into the Gigantic Spright. Gigantic F for blue. Looks like we're going for the Spright route. I mean, yeah, that's what you do when you have Hexa by itself. You have to go for the Spright line. So yeah, this is good. Alright. Going for the triple attack, putting back their Spirit of Yubel, because their last card was just Chaos Summoning Beast, right? So, just leaving them with the dead card in hand. Looks like we're making Little Knight here to banish the opening, just leaving them on the Chaos Summoning Beast. I think that's definitely fine to do if we don't think we can OTK them this turn. I'm trying to think if we can OTK them this turn. Or if we could have. Let's see. Gigantic. Well, we could have maybe gone Elf first, and then overlaid into a 3200 Gigantic. Plus blue plus jet, that's 32 plus 11 plus 13. 32 plus 24 is 56. We would have needed another 2400 points of damage, and we'd have just the George out. Well, we'd have the starter too. So you could starter for red, or Carrot would have more attack. That's 1100, right? So 11... 24 minus 11 is... You'd still need another 13, and I don't know if we could actually lethal this turn. That might not have been the case. Yeah, I think we might have actually been fine to just... Well, like, either way, you would definitely want to work in the Little Knight on our turn if you're not going to be able to OTK, right? Because you want to get rid of that opening of the Spirit Gates and keep them on nothing. Yeah, this I don't think I would have gone for, the Sprint, because we're really only getting one body out of it, and... I mean, we could still potentially end on the Xyz monster, or even if we don't, you could still link off IP and Sprint and put whatever you summon off of IP into the Elf Zone. But, yeah, that's why I said earlier it was kind of annoying that we drew Nimble Beaver for a turn. Because, again, once that happens, you're not able to get the full advantage off of the Sprint summons. So, they're going to normal summon Chaos Summoning Beast. I think that Maxi was good because, like, they could just, even if their last card in hand isn't live plays, they could still simply overlay Typhone on top of the Chaos Summoning Beast, so cycling it then for one draw I think is fine. So, oh, we're going for Goddess here. Oh, because we already used SP, that's right. Yeah, that was one thing. What happened with SP there? I think we linked it off. We linked off SP for Elf. I would have definitely kept SP around for sure. I would have made an effort to make sure that SP was still on our end board. Because then I think we could have maybe, like, held off on going into the IP, like, so soon. Alright, so the Typhon, yeah, it doesn't work on the Goddess because it targets, and it's not an activated effect. Also, I did notice in the extra deck we have Lingeribo. I just noticed that. But we're not playing any Cybers monsters. This should probably be Salmon Great Almirage. I don't know if that was what was intended to be here, but yeah, I don't think this deck, pretty sure doesn't have the ability to summon, unless there's like an extra deck Cyber. I guess we do have extra deck Cybers, like Trouble Sunny, but we also aren't playing Evil Twin stuff, so I'm not sure why Trouble Sunny is in here now that I think about it. Alright, so we got the Beaver for the Sunfish. Gonna pass back over to them. What do we have left in our extra at this point? Okay, yeah. Yeah, see, I think it might be a good idea to have more, like, Link 2s and stuff, over stuff like Nightmare Griffin. And, again, we have stuff like Trouble Sunny and Lingeribo, which I don't think... Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can't summon. I mean, I guess we do have this as a Cybers monster, but doesn't Lingeribo need a level 4 or lower? Yeah, so you can't use IP or a Link monster to go into Lingeribo. So I would take out Lingeribo for Almirage, and I'd probably drop Nightmare Griffin and Trouble Sunny for some more Link or rank 2s, potentially. Alright, looks like they're making another Phantom here. Crashing into our Goddess, but that doesn't do anything. Because they don't have Nightmare Pained up, so it doesn't reflect damage. Triple Attack is kind of interesting. That could potentially come up if we can get them in a situation where they're using their... Wow, they ripped Nightmare Pain? Really? What a top deck. Oh my god. But yeah, no, if we had kept Little Knight around, that definitely would have very much helped in a situation like this. Okay, so now we're going for, yeah, the Nightmare Phoenix. Which will not only let us pop the Nightmare Pain, but we also get to draw a card here. Oh, even better, it triggered the Phantom of Yubel. That's also 100%. Oh, wait, no, that is actually 100% fine, because now they summon Terra Incarnate, I guess, not Yubel. Oh, but we can even negate with Underworld Goddess. I was going to say we can take control of Triple Attack, but we get to even do that. Now we can just draw 2 here. Wow, those are really good cards to have drawn. Those are really, really good cards to have drawn. Holy shit. Alright, so we're going for a Link 4. Oh, it's Nightmare Griffin. Okay, we're doing the Nightmare Griffin walk now. And we're even resetting the Imperm, that's cool. Yeah, I think Nightmare Griffin does have potential in a list like this. I know I said to cut it out, but... Or to cut it, not cut it out. You know what I mean. But, I think this was a very cool line we did with the Nightmare Griffin here. Like, Nightmare Griffin is one of those cards where it's like... It's not bad to play in a deck like this. There just usually ends up being other things you would rather play, right? And then, yeah, we have the Veiler to negate the Phantom of Yubel for their turn so they can't reflect damage. Well, I guess they could reflect damage anyway with a Nightmare Pain, right? But then they would take damage and then lose. And then we have the Imperm that we set off the Nightmare Griffin for our turn. So yeah, I think that overall, if you're very new to Yu-Gi-Oh!, I think that was played extremely well. There were just a couple of minor things, again, that I pointed out during the game. And again, from a deck building standpoint, I think in the extra deck, yeah, I would definitely drop the Lingeribo and the Trouble Sunny, because this deck currently doesn't have any way to make these cards. But, yeah, definitely some good stuff there. Thank you very much for showing off, Will. Super appreciate you coming in with this game here. We do have one more we're going to take a look at, so let's finish off with that one. Okay, our last game comes to us from Rogue Lord, aka Mighty Yena 007, on the Discord server there, who's got a replay playing against Swordsoul, and they're on Gladiator Beast. I was like, whoa, Glads? I haven't seen this deck in forever. So I was definitely very eager to check this out, because I actually used to play Gladiator Beast way back in the day. I'm talking like 2010 is when I played Gladiator Beast. When this card actually that I happened to mouse over here at Kest, when this card like first came out is when I was playing Gladiator Beast. That was like about when Synchros came out. So certified Yugi boomer moment. But I like Gladiator Beast a lot. I have a very special place in my heart for them, and I have not seen them played like at all. Pretty much at all, probably at least once, but pretty much at all since I started playing Master Duel. So I was very eager to check this out. Looks like we are rocking it with the tri-brigade support. It kind of looks like we're going second deck too, which would make sense with Gladiator Beast being so battle focused. So sure enough, opponent is on Swordsoul. They're going to use the Heavenly Circle to go into the Moye to start off their combo line here. They reveal another Ashina with Moye. Is that what that was? I didn't catch it. They did. Okay, yep. Alright, Chi Xiao. Wow, they have a Royal Chi Xiao. And the Moye F. It's been so long since I've played it, since I've seen Swordsoul. But of course, again, not as long as I've seen. There's even a lot of Gladiator Beast cards here that I don't even recognize. Like Noxious. The only one I really recognize is a Kest. And Samonite, actually. But, alright, looks like they're ending on the classic Swordsoul board. Chi Xiao, Baron DeFleur, we're top decking Maxi right on time as always. Going to start by pitching Fractal, and they've got an Ash Blossom for us. So, no tri-brigade stuff here, but that does bait out the Fractal for the Rescue Cat. Now, granted, they can still just Chi Xiao on the Rescue Cat. However, looks like we're simply going to overlay our Super Star Slayer Typhone on top of the Rescue Cat, which does actually also stop Baron DeFleur from being able to negate. So we can simply bounce it back and then battle over. Wow, Typhone is really good against Swordsoul. I never even really thought about that till just now. That's actually kind of insane. Yeah, Typhone, there's a lot of like random matchups where the Typhone is like actually really solid. This is one of them that again I wasn't thinking about before. But Mathmech, being on the receiving end of a Typhone playing Mathmech, I can tell you that it's very hard for Mathmech to out this card with this continuous effect here. Alright, we're going to Maxi on their turn, see if we can't stop them from doing some plays or at least get some draws out of theirs. They're going to lead with the Vishuda, normal summoning Adhara, and looks like they're going to sink for 8 into the Draco Berserker. It's going to let them battle over the Typhone here. And also gain some attack points as well, but then they're just going to pass back over to us. Ooh, that was a good top deck. Got that Lightning Storm. We did also have the Evenly, but that does also cause us to give up our battle phase. Alright, so we're going to kit Banish Shu for Gladiator Beast Drag... Oh, hang on. What is this card? Again, so many new Gladiator Beast cards. Gladiator Beast Dragasis. I mean, new to me, not new in general, but... Wing Beast, 2 Gladiator Beasts. For Gladiator Beast, 2 control attacks can be a shorter battle, so your opponent can activate cards or effectively into the damage step. Into the battle phase of this card battle, return the extra deck, summon 2 Gladiator Beasts with different name. Wow, that's pretty good. That's definitely pretty good. So, we get to... That's so cool that you can tri-brigade for that, and then tag it into 2 Gladiator Beasts. Okay, so Augustus summons an Augustus, which summons another card. The Noxious. Oh, hang on. We're seeing... I'm seeing lots of Gladiator Beast monsters I don't recognize here. So... Okay, Tamer Editor, I know about this one. This is the one that lets you summon... Yeah, tag into any Glad Beast fusion, ignoring conditions. What is this one? Once return when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can negate the activation if you do destroy it. You choose the attack targets for your opponent's attacks. Wow, this card is good. At the end of the battle phase, tag it out. Okay. It's Vesminus plus 2 Glad Beast monsters. Which, did we summon that properly, or did we summon that with Tamer Editor? We summoned that properly, didn't we? No, we did summon off Tamer Editor. Okay. Oh, Tamer Editor's... Oh, okay. Once returned, you can special summon... So that just happens. At the end of the battle phase, if you're... Okay, I get it now. And then we're linking it to Test Panther. Okay, I got confused. I thought we were summoning a new Contact Fusion now. I see. Okay, so we're linked into the Test Panther. Oh my god, you can bring back the Tamer Editor and do it again for the Herculanos? That's wild. And then we can just throw an Apo on top of our inboard as well. Oh yeah, and then what does this one do? Hang on, sorry, I know I'm pausing a lot to read these cards, but... Start the damage step, specialist card from hand. All monsters you control gain 500. Okay. Wow, what an end board. Got the Apo, also got Monster Negate on the Domitanius here, and then we have Herculanus for the Spell Trap Negate. That was insane! That was really cool. That was, it's funny because, like, you know, I've always known that Gladiator Beast had this new support, but I've never seen it in action, and that was a pretty good game to kind of sell me on it. That got me itching for some Gladiator Beast action. So I'm not gonna make any promises that I'll build the deck, but that definitely, like, Gladiator Beast wasn't on my radar at all until I watched this replay. And now I'm like, ooh, that deck can do a lot of cool stuff. So, thanks as always for submitting, and thanks everyone for submitting, not just Rogue Lord and everyone else who was featured, but again, every single person, because without all your submissions, you know, we wouldn't really be able to do the viewer special. And I love being able to see all these super cool decks. So thank you so very much. I really do appreciate it. That's going to go ahead and do it for this one. So let's just move now to our outro. Hey everybody, Hexlex here. Just want to give you a huge thanks for watching all the way to the very end of the video. Believe it or not, that is actually one of the best ways that you can support the channel, is by watching the videos in their entirety. But there are many ways in which you can support the channel if you are so interested. The names that you're seeing on screen here, I gotta give an extra special thanks to, because these are people who have chosen to either become a member on YouTube, which if you're interested you can do as well via the join button next to the subscribe button down there, or have signed up over on Patreon and become members there. Link to that is going to be in the description below. Without the support that is being offered by, again, all the people that you're seeing on screen right here, I would not be able to take the time to dedicate to uploading daily YouTube videos. So thank you so very much. But there are also other ways you can support as well. Again, link to the description below. If you like my deck tracker that you'll see in a lot of my videos, the Untapped Companion, you can download that for free, and if you use my affiliate link down there, then that also goes a long way towards supporting the channel. That's, again, free. So is subscribing here on YouTube. That's also free and a huge way to support. You can also check out Twitch, once again linked in the description below. Following and subscribing over there will not only support as well, but also give you notifications of when I go live if you want to catch some of the live streams. But really, no matter how you choose to support, it all adds up, and it all definitely means the world. So thank you, each and every one of you. For now, this is Hexlex. I'm going to be signing out. But more than that, I'm hoping that you have a fantastic day.